Tell us a little bit about your early life, your childhood and schooling and significant early events.
I wasn't a West Australian originally. My parents moved here in the early 1940s. I grew up as a state school kid, not very far from the University of WA, through the years of the Second World War, and went to school, high school in South Perth, and graduated. I went into agricultural science in the early 1950s, graduated in agricultural science in 1954, and then went on and did agricultural economics work. And I was not a farm kid, I was a city kid. And why I went into agriculture, well, even I scratched my head, but I've never regretted for a minute that I did that. And as a background to agricultural economics, I thought it was a very good avenue into economics because I had a technology and a social community, a sociology behind me, and I think it was a very good entree to the subject.
Roger, how did you first get into economics?
Well, there was a compulsory unit of economics in the second year of the agricultural curriculum, and I must confess that I did quite well in it, but I also have to confess that my father was the professor of economics at the time, so it was a bit of an embarrassment, although he happened to be away on sabbatical that year. But as a result of doing quite well, I went to the Dean of the Faculty of Agriculture and asked him whether it would be possible for me to take a second year. He said, oh no, he said, it's a very fixed curriculum and you will be doing some agricultural economics later in the course, and if you want to do more economics, you'll do it after you graduate. Anyway, he called me back in a couple of weeks and he said, I've been thinking about that, and he said, there is an arrangement that you can take a suitably equivalent unit for one of the others. He said, there is a unit that you'll be doing called economic entomology. Now he said, that sounds to me a bit like economics too, doesn't it to you? So he let me do economics too, and I can scarcely distinguish a cabbage, an ant from an antelope these days because I've done no entomology, but I did the economics too. Then that was in my third year. In the fourth year we did a compulsory unit of agricultural economics, which was good, very good to build on from the other units. And then we did an honours year and I went into a master's and I completed all the undergraduate economics then. So I really came out, well, that was an agricultural science degree, I came out of it with all the mainstream economics as well, and so from then I kind of took off and subsequently did a master's degree in production economics here, and then went over to the United States where I did a PhD.
Where did you do your PhD?
I did my PhD at Iowa State University with Earl Heady, who was in the 1950s one of the gurus of the subject, and then I came back here to the University of Western Australia where I had a lectureship in farm management, as it actually was, but it was really, we did everything in agricultural economics, from marketing, farm management, production, policy, you name it. We're a very small team and it was good fun. It was also a decade in Western Australia, the 1960s, which was kind of going mad. They were clearing land at a great rate. There were young farmers coming in from Eastern Australia, from South Africa, sheep numbers, and it was a very buoyant decade and great fun to be an agricultural economist in a state like Western Australia.
Yes, okay.